Jersey Devil?
Doing a little video about the history of the Jersey Devil. Can we ask you if you ever heard about it?
I'm gonna tell you something. True story. I'm actually from Buena Vista Township. I think I actually saw him up in a tree one day when I was about 10 years old. It was a wolf in basically a jumper. Denim, actually. You would think that it was a kid. He didn't move, we just stared at each other.
Were you scared?
Yeah. At that point I was. Stared for like 5 minutes, and he started to move. So when he started to move, I took off on my bicycle, because I was underneath a tree. It was one of those, like a pine, like a cedar pine tree. That's what it was.
Did you feel like a little bit nervous to tell people about it?
Oh, absolutely. I would never tell anybody about it. I haven't told many people about it.
Good night, Turk. Love you.
Well, you know, nobody would believe it.
The Jersey Devil. So apparently in New Jersey, there's a folklore, kind of like Bigfoot, creature there called the Jersey Devil. You ever heard of the Jersey Devil?
After spending what felt like weeks searching for Bigfoot in Pennsylvania and Ohio, I figured I'd probably have better luck with a more alternative, less mainstream cryptid, and so my hunt for the Jersey Devil began. Greetings, everybody. We just touched down in beautiful New Jersey.
Man.
As you know, we spent the last week and a half talking about different types of cryptids. Bigfoot, Mothman, Mantis Man. But my favorite and one of the most undercovered cryptids in America is the Jersey Devil.
The devil child spread his wings in her flight. Jersey Devil lives forever in the New Jersey night.
That's the Jersey Devil.
It's been said in piney folklore that the Jersey Devil was the 13th child of an evil Quaker lady named Mrs. Leeds, who gave birth to a demon who flew out the chimney and has been eating infants for decades, if not centuries. So I've got a couple leads so far, and I found a YouTuber named Tucker Upper.
Why is it hairless, and why does it have like a little demon face? I don't know why.
Who knows two guys, a father and son, named Mike and Stefan, who had a Class A eyewitness sighting of the devil in 2017.
I mean, everybody always talk about the Jersey Devil, the Jersey Devil. I never thought that I would encounter it.
I have even better news for you. You guys remember Mike, the passionate Bigfoot expert from the Cryptid Expo in Pennsylvania? Well, it turns out that Mike's actually the captain of a whole gang of researchers called the Jersey Devil Research Unit.
What the fuck?
And he's agreed to let me and the Channel 5 film crew shadow them for a weekend of camping and adventure. Before I proceed, here's a disclaimer. If you came to this channel in search of, as the mainstream scientific community calls it, evidence and peer-reviewed research data, you're in the wrong place, pal. I don't care whether or not the Jersey Devil, Bigfoot, Mothman, Mantis Man, or Dogman are real or fake. I care more about the folklore. Where did the legend come from? And what purpose does it serve throughout the course of anthropology? You know what I mean? So anyways, there's this other guy named Professor Gillespie, and he's like the top researcher. He's written a ton of books about this shit, and he's gonna talk to us and tell us what really happened.
I'm Professor Angus Cress Gillespie from the American Studies Department of Rutgers University in New Brunswick, New Jersey. I first got interested in the story of the Jersey Devil back in 1973 when I first arrived at Rutgers. I came in as a folklorist, and I started teaching courses in folklore, and I figured this is the State University of New Jersey, so I wanted to have some New Jersey examples, and I reached out to some of my students, particularly those from South Jersey, and they steered me in the direction of the Jersey Devil, and I've been working on that ever since. The story goes back to the 1730s. According to the story, there was a family, the Leeds family, Jane Leeds and her husband Daniel. They had 12 children, and according to the legend, when Jane Leeds learned that she was pregnant with her 13th child, she said, "Lord, let this child not be a child. Let this one be a devil." Well, we now know that that was a mistake, because on that terrible night, when Mother Leeds' 13th child was born,
why would she pray for
it started out, it was a perfectly healthy baby boy with blonde hair and blue eyes, but in the space of less than 20 minutes, it grew to the size of 2 full-grown men. And in place of the baby face, there was a horrible head of the horse. And it had the torso of a man, the feet of a goat, a long serpentine tail. It was very furry, and it had furry arms and furry paws and furry finger, and at the end of each finger were razor-sharp fingernails. And then, unexpectedly, the creature, with one swipe of his right arm, slit the throat of the midwife and attendants who collapsed in a pool of blood. The creature gave out a blood-curdling scream and escaped out the chimney, where he's terrified the people
The size of
South Jersey for
the
the
size
last
of 2 men, but flew out a fucking chimney. Come on.
250 years.
That's a big ass chimney.
Have you seen Mother Leeds' 13th child? The next time you go into the woods late at night, take care. And when you hear the sudden crack of a twig behind you, beware. Beware of the Jersey Devil.
What the fuck?
Oh, Mother Leeds. Oh, Mother Leeds.
Thank you so much, Professor.
Okay.
I appreciate your time. And I'll let you know what we find. The family that's at the crux of the Jersey Devil
Ew,
folklore is the Leeds family. They're a
I
pretty
can't take him
powerful family
serious.
around
I
here.
like how
As
he
you can
added
see,
that
we're
in
in
the
Leeds
end.
Point, New Jersey. So this family is basically the shit around here. This graveyard is full of Leeds gravestones. So these people were fucking. But what we're learning now is that the Leeds family
Fucking
in the
demons.
1700s was like kind of on the outs. That's right. This is a story of colonial cancel culture in a redcoat reality. Mr. Leeds, alleged father of the Jersey Devil, was not your average boring old Pennsylvania Quaker making applesauce and hating on the Catholic Church for having too much fun. In fact, he was something of a tri-state socialite. In his late 20s, he began taking frequent trips to New York City and Philadelphia,
was
where he'd go
night.
kick it with
Why?
Christian mystics who believed in cosmology, exorcism, tarot reading, natural magic, and demonology. Mr. Leeds was like the Aleister Crowley of his time and would oftentimes roll back into Leeds Point after long weeks in New York City to share his mystical insights, often suggesting to the guys in town that the Quaker people ought to modernize their beliefs. This did not go over well. People in town began referring to him as a pagan, banned him from the local church, and commenced a word-of-mouth smear campaign that may have messed up his reputation on a Leeds Point level. But he didn't give a shit. He was popping in New York, and remember, this is pre-internet, so
Real.
not anybody could be popping in New York. So what happened here, I'm assuming, is that Mr. Leeds was like the shit. He was probably making a ton of moves, went to New York, tapped in with a bunch of different type of more, city swanky ass people and figured, you know what? Fuck all this Quaker shit, we should do something different. I am willing to bet there was a mutiny where all of the other Quaker dudes who were jealous of Mr. Leeds and all of his clout got together somewhere in town and said, you know how we can really fuck up this dude's name? Let's say that his baby mama gave birth to a demon. There's also allegations that
Real.
Benjamin Franklin was in a race with Mr. Leeds to develop the first farmer's almanac. And
What?
Ben Frank was really close to having a sick-ass copy of the farmer's almanac, but Mr. Leeds knew a lot more about farming. So I think Benjamin Franklin and the jealous Quakers of South Jersey conspired to throw dirt on the Leeds family so they could get their money up. I became quite energized after reaching my new
Damn.
discovery and hoped that maybe the
What the
people of
fuck,
Leeds Point
Ben
could share
Frank?
some insight with me. What can you tell us about the legend of the Jersey Devil?
Well, supposedly she cursed the child, and when he was born, he had wings and of the devil, and he flew out.
Have you ever heard a convincing eyewitness account of an encounter?
Convincing? No, I really don't believe in it. I think it's just a legend. It's fun to have because it's part of the South Jersey thing, but that's about it.
Much like when interviewing locals in
Damn.
Reamer, Minnesota many years ago, who denied the
Like
existence of
Quaker.
Bigfoot, townspeople of Leeds Point, New Jersey stonewalled me, which Professor Gillespie says is par for the course.
You can't just go in and say, tell me about the Jersey Devil. That's a sure way to get people to shut up.
Have you ever heard of the Jersey Devil?
No, never heard of.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
No. Never? Never. It's like a demonic creature that was the 13th child of the Leeds matriarch that escaped through the chimney and has been terrorizing the Pine Barrens since the 1700s. Does that ring a bell?
Honestly, no.
Excuse me, ma'am. Have you ever heard of the Jersey Devil?
Yeah.
When did you first hear about the Jersey Devil?
I don't like this, man. Sorry.
What the fuck?
You know, one thing you hear a lot about in folklore is the concentrated effort to withhold information from outside agitators. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if she knows the exact location of this beast. All right, we got a great first chapter of the
Yeah.
investigation completed. Couple great leads here in Leeds Point. Some obvious liars in the mix,
Honestly, no.
but some people
That
willing
guy
to point
is-
us in the right
he's so
direction.
funny.
I think I actually saw
Funny
him up in
Gordon
a tree one
Ramsay.
day.
Excuse me, ma'am, have you ever heard of the Jersey Devil?
I'm sorry?
Have you ever heard of...
No.
Oh, sorry. It was obvious to me that if I wanted to learn the truth, just asking locals wouldn't do me any good. I began to wonder if there was a local cryptid community there in South Jersey dedicated to hunting down the devil. After diving down every rabbit hole I could, I came to the conclusion that there was no dedicated subculture attached to this particular cryptid, but rather a loose network of independent researchers and lone wolf eyewitnesses, who seemed to all convene in the comment section of a local father and YouTuber named Tucker Upper, who posts regular updates about his findings. He agreed to meet with me at a nearby bar inside of a strip mall, conveniently named JD's Pub and Grill. Tucker claimed he just captured foolproof video evidence of the Jersey Devil's existence on a trail cam that he put in his backyard.
No
It was
way.
hairless, bro.
In
It's
his
almost nothing. It
backyard.
could easily be like, okay, that's just a deer turned around.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's just that weird, eerie feeling of like, why is it hairless? And why does it have like a little demon face? I don't know why. Yeah, I'm Tucker Upper, and the Jersey Devil has literally always been a part of my life since I was a tiny kid. I'm actually married through my lineage to the Leeds family at some point
I'm
in time.
married to the
So there's
Jersey
a story
Devil.
that became really famous of like this soldier who shot a cannon directly at the Jersey Devil, and it just went right through him, and then the devil just into smoke. So the only way that that could be possible is if it's like a skinwalker, I would say, like a witch that was possessed. Scariest thing about the Jersey Devil is how it's always a little bit different. So I don't think it's like meat, you know, like Bigfoot, how it's a legitimate person, basically. The Jersey Devil.
You know the Skinwalker Ranch is in Utah. It's like 15 minutes away from me. And the crazy thing, bro, is it's really sketch because around Skinwalker Ranch, first of all, it's owned by the government now. The government purchased Skinwalker Ranch, and you can't go on there without special permission. But the town around Skinwalker Ranch literally is like, oh, we'll give you a helicopter tour of the top of Skinwalker Ranch. We'll drive you around the property on our four-wheeler. Here's a Skinwalker Ranch t-shirt. This. But Skinwalker Ranch it's a whole nother rabbit hole to dive into. But I didn't even know it was in Utah until I moved out here.
It seems to me more like a skinwalker, where it can change shape and it can basically change to the shape that you're most afraid of. So if you ask one guy who saw the Jersey Devil and then another person who saw the Jersey Devil, their description's probably going to be slightly different, if not really different.
Tucker's most viewed video about the Jersey Devil features an eyewitness account from a local father and son.
It was crazy. We all had to question what we were seeing.
Mike and Stefan was from a Facebook post that I posted, like, has anybody actually seen the Jersey Devil, right? And they responded to it. It was very convincing and like, holy shit, like this thing is legit.
Though it had been over 4 years since Mike and Stefan set foot in the location of where they had their first sighting, they agreed to take us there and give us a play-by-play of the whole encounter.
It was him that said, Dad, let's go down here and see what's down the end of this road. So I was like, all right. It was on the way back. That's when everything started happening. So I'm looking out to my left. So I'm driving this way, but I'm looking out to my left. The sun was shining onto the tree line in the distance. But while I'm driving, I'm doing like 35, maybe 40, 45 miles per hour, just driving casually. All of a sudden, the sun shading casted on the trees took the shape of what looked like a sand-colored khaki camel. It had like a long neck. It's breaking up because I'm driving and I can't really get it clear because I'm keeping my eye on the road and I'm looking, I'm like this. So we pull over to the same clearing. We get out the car. What I saw in the wood line, it was there, but it almost looked shimmery, almost like a water, like on a hot summer day.
Like a mirage.
Like a mirage, but it was there. I had a Galaxy Note phone that I took a picture of it. That's what we saw, the Jersey Devil. But if you look to the left, you can see the face of a crying child. If you look very closely, you see it like kind of like eye, mouth, head. And the other picture I want you to see is the actual why we believe it's paranormal with this photo right here. You can see it
changed shape,
transforming into shape.
It had an unusually long neck. It had like a slope to the body.
It was just crazy. It was just walking. But the strange thing about it, it was moving, but it never advanced.
It wasn't moving. It wasn't advancing. It was almost as if it was paranormal.
I was like, hey, somebody horse got it.
When I looked out and he's saying someone's horse is loose, the first thing I noticed was, well, this is a marsh.
And I'm thinking like, right. And that's when I started saying to myself, I know this is not what I think it is.
The next emotion that followed their sense of wonder and bewilderment was a realization that many Jersey Devil experiencers have. Holy shit, nobody is gonna believe us.
You know what I mean? We got a couple of those, like, you guys smoking? You know?
Yeah, heard that a lot. Heard that a lot. Yeah.
But you expect that because, you know, you're going to have the scoffers and the naysayers and the trolls just want to just troll you.
Or non-believers, skeptics.
Y'all, you guys, it doesn't exist. But we know. We saw it.
So we're not too far from the actual, like, original Leeds family house or the foundation, right?
Oh, no.
Right up the street.
Right up the street. We could take you to one of the Leeds properties whenever you guys are ready.
Let's do it, man.
Let's go.
I could hardly believe it.
Yep, right there.
There we were at the foundation of the Leeds home.
This is a actual Leeds property. If you look down in there, there's some actual brick. There's some brick work. Yeah, you can see it. It's clear. And like I said, this type of brickwork is not done. This was, you can tell it's an old
limestone.
Old limestone, but it's solid. But that's all that remains.
From a historical perspective, I thought that it was pretty sick that we found the actual chimney where supposedly the Jersey Devil escaped from.
This is like must be a brick from the old house.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I might keep this.
Yeah. Here we go.
Don't
pretty good.
Yeah, if
You say don't keep it, might bring something back.
Tucker was extremely adamant about me not taking a fragment from the Leeds chimney.
Yeah, don't fucking bring it, dude. That's a terrible idea.
Not because of its historical value, but he assured me that if I took it, bad things would happen.
Someone commented and said that they actually took a brick from there, brought it back to their house, and crazy shit was happening at their house, and they were having crazy dreams, and then like stuff was falling off the wall.
But despite his warnings, the risk was worth it. I didn't want the chimney fragment for just a memento. Unbeknownst to Tucker, I'd just been invited by Mike Familant, that's right, the El Chapo of tri-state cryptid research, to a private expedition deep in the Pine Barren National Preserve, along with a team of 4 other expert researchers, who together comprise an alpha team of top dogs that, thanks to the grace of God, were down to let me join their ranks.
And we are the Jersey Devil Research Team.
My name's Mike Famla, and I am the lead investigator of this expedition.
My name's Larry Susan, and this is my first time ever doing this. My name's Wiley, and I can tell the difference between a fox scat and a dog poop. This is actually my first time going out on a Jersey Devil expedition. Usually I go out looking for Bigfoot. I've been actually kind of wondering what you would have to do in order to have a Jersey Devil experience and how to compare that to Bigfooting. I was touched by a Bigfoot once in a hammock, and
he was molested?
I'm a tree hugger. I don't know.
Bro, Bigfoot molested that guy, chat. We don't fuck with Bigfoot anymore. He touched my bro in a hammock.
As much about the Jersey Devil as I do like other cryptids, but I just like that it's like kind of misunderstood. It's like the unwanted child, like the whole story behind it.
My name is Michael O'Connor. My 3 favorite cryptids is the Sasquatch, the Jersey Devil, and I have to say the Mothman. I think the Jersey Devil could be a possible supernatural phenomenon, and I definitely think there's too many sightings in the state to say it's a hoax. Do I think there's a lot of tricksters out there? I think there's a lot of hammerheads. Yeah, definitely. I run a cryptids paranormal convention. I started it last year in Perth Amboy, and I'm gonna try to do it every year. And one of the signs I'm gonna have is all hoaxers will be hung. I think all the hoaxers should be hung. I think all of them should be hung and beat the hell out of them, you know, just kick them in the
Yo, bro, I saw Bigfoot once. Oh, hang that guy. Fucking kill him. Fuck that troll. Bro, this guy takes it to the next level.
Face and get rid of them all because I think
I literally, it's part of my YouTube series. If I hear there's something haunted or something, I go test it. I go try to fuck with the spirits, try to go get something to happen. And so far, no luck. I've been to 2 different supposedly haunted places.
Spoil it for all the serious investigators that are just trying to find out what's going on.
It's a pretty serious penalty for a false hoaxer, right?
Yeah, just get out of here.
The next one I want to do, but it's going to take some time and money and travel, is there's this abandoned asylum, like an actual abandoned old hospital that's like not open to the public, so you have to sneak in. But apparently you can go down there with a Ouija board. It's one of the few places in the world a Ouija board will actually work.
Here.
For sure. Mike, dude, thanks for having us so much.
Absolutely.
So for those who don't know, can you tell us where we're at right now?
So we are in Wharton State Forest. We're in the middle of the 1.1 million acre Pine Barren National Preserve, right in the heart of the Jersey Devil sightings.
So this is like the heart of the Pine Barrens.
Absolutely.
Basically. Right, so I've got 2 things with me that I think might be able to help us. So I have this, looks like a pint of goat's blood. I believe the goat was killed about 2 days ago.
Goat's blood?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I also have a pretty sick-ass fragment from the original chimney of the Leeds family home where the alleged 13th
No
satanic child
way.
was born. So if you want to check this shit out.
So this is the chimney where the Jersey Devil supposedly flew out.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Feel its energy.
Some juju behind it. Yeah.
It's just a rock.
I could tell the team was grateful that I brought something so special along and wasn't just another huckster or hammerhead only in it for the money. By the time night fell, spirits were high, and I feel like the chimney fragment and goat's blood gave us a huge advantage.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us here in Wharton State Forest. We got 2 objectives. First objective is we have goat's blood. We're gonna somehow put that onto a tree. And second objective is to make some vocalizations and try to get a Jersey Devil to give us a call back or come in and check us out.
So is there a particular place in the woods that you look for where you think it's gonna?
But the Jersey Devil's not Bigfoot. I thought that the Bigfoot's like he's an animal. He's mammal, or a descendant, whatever. And this is like a paranormal demon, like a curse to man that will kill you and eat a baby. This isn't like an animal. I'm gonna try to get a Jersey Devil sighting and see if he wants to come check us out. Like it's like a fucking giraffe or something.
Gonna be more ideal?
Well, technically, when we do vocalizations, we try to get to like a high point, so the echo and the sound will carry. I don't think we're gonna find a high point here in the Pine Barrens because I think everything is like 3 feet above sea level. So we're gonna just try to find an area of maybe an intersection of trails.
Do you think this chimney fragment will help out at all?
I don't know, man.
Dude, I have no idea.
It's not gonna hurt.
That's true.
Imagine you take your family camping in the woods and you just so happen to camp near these guys. In the middle of the night, you just hear like a bunch of fucking dudes yelling. I'd be terrified. To a demon.
Time seemed to freeze as the team stood at perfect attention, desperately awaiting for the pines to screech, howl, or knock back.
How do they? So these people travel and they just go out in the woods and make noises and wait for a noise to come back. Like they do that with they have time and wow, the duality of man. Sorry, not gonna happen.
Predictably, nothing happened, and so it was time to move on.
All right, yeah, let's do this thing here. I don't necessarily want to touch it, so.
All right, so this is a lot of goat's blood. I do know that some people drink this stuff for medicinal benefits.
I don't know how it should come packaged, but I feel like it should be packaged differently.
To my dismay, the goat's blood was extremely stinky, which sent the team recoiling.
Yeah. Oh, that is bad. I don't think that's gonna fit in there. It's so congealed.
Undisturbed by the aroma, I proceeded with my plan, which was to transfer the goat's blood into an empty water bottle and then use the bottle to spray the blood on a twig, which I figured may coax the Jersey Devil into coming out of hiding.
So basically, you want to just coat the bark in a circle. So basically, it'll waft into the air.
Put it on top of the branch sticking out. Yeah, that's it, right there. Yeah, that's good. He's gonna perch on that thing. Yeah.
How big
Yeah,
is
he's gonna
this
perch
thing?
on that thing.
Come Jersey Devil.
He's gonna hawk two on that thing. Are they gonna tell it blood? They brought it. It's goat's blood. Fuck down goat blood. My blood, chat. Was that ever clear? Is that a bottle of? Are they all just getting? Is this just an excuse to go get wasted in the woods and walk around?
Might be
Small
here.
branch.
Not really, are you? All right, well, there's that. That's taken care of.
After failing twice to conjure up the devil, Mike set up a trail cam near the goat's blood and said it was time to walk back to the campsite.
There's that. Not like we didn't try.
Still, he assured us that despite not having a Class A, it was overall a successful night.
I think that was good. I think that was really good. So we had a very successful night investigation so far. We did the blood thing on the tree. That was successful and disgusting and at the same time.
That blood was very pungent. As Mike said, it was pretty gross.
And then we went and did some Bigfoot vocalizations, Jersey Devil vocalizations. Didn't get any replies back, but that's just the nature of the beast when it comes to Bigfooting and looking for cryptids, right?
Do you ever get disappointed?
Yeah, you get disappointed, but then, you know what, the disappointment comes in when you go after time after time after time after time and don't get any activity. And then it starts getting a little frustrating. But then at the very end, you get that one little, like, callback or that one tree knock, and it's like, okay, something's out there. And then they rejuvenate you and gets you going again. We are the
Jersey Devil Research Unit.
All hoaxers will be hung.
Channel 5 Live Worldwide, Hollywood and Vine.
Fuck the authority. Channel 5 News.
Channel 55.
There are actually people out there doing that shit right now, chat.